Hey everybody, it's me, Zach. This is Judy, and welcome back to our channel. Hey everybody, it's me, Zach, and today we're gonna check in on what's going on with Life Plus Cindy, or some of you may know her as Pleasant Sims. Prior to today, I've made 2 videos that included content about Life Plus Cindy on my channel. Like I said, she is a YouTuber who also used to do Sims gaming content under the name Pleasant Sims. As of this past weekend, things kind of have gone a little bit off the rails when it comes to Life Plus Cindy and her content on YouTube. And a lot of people have found their way to my channel and searching for her content, asking what happened to Life Plus Cindy. So I'm gonna do my best today to give you an update on what I know about what's happening with Cindy. I'm no Life Plus Cindy expert. I'm not claiming to be. A lot of this in this video is just me combining all of the things I've read on different subreddits, things that have been sent to me by people on Twitter and my email, and also from my Twitch community, and me just like putting that all together to try to give you the best picture of what went down this past weekend regarding her channel. And if you're like, Zach, I don't know who the hell Life Plus Cindy is, I didn't watch those videos, I'll leave them linked for you if you do want to go get caught up. But I'll also try to do my best to give you a really quick recap just so you understand like how we got to where we are today and what I'm about to talk about. So I originally made a video about Cindy. It was actually not just about her. I included another YouTuber in that video. And my goal was to introduce my YouTube audience to some new YouTubers who I'd been watching but never covered on my channel before. And of course the goal there was not to like replace any type of YouTuber that I cover over here. I explicitly said these people are not replacements for Chantal or Amberlynn Reed or anything like that. And in fact, like, I didn't really even feel like they were the same because for all intents and purposes, I enjoy watching Life Plus Cindy's content. I didn't think she was particularly problematic. I found her to be interesting because in a lot of ways she wasn't like me. She did a lot of things on her channel I personally would never do, and I was intrigued by her content and I wanted to share that. I had previously been familiar with her as Pleasant Sims because I used to follow a lot of Sims gaming content on YouTube. So when her video came up on my recommended page for her vlogging channel, I was like, oh my gosh, I know her, but also like, what is going on? Because she was posting this video about how her life was over because her husband Andrew had left her. And in that first video, I covered how when he left her, she started working on herself, doing all of these things to improve herself. And by the time I ended up covering her on my channel, in the matter of like a few weeks, she had already gotten back together with her husband and out of nowhere moved to Arkansas with him, which is where they both were originally from. And that's why I was hooked. I was like, this is a wild story. Like, this man just left you and now you're getting in a car and moving to Arkansas with him to start over and start new. But then I ultimately did end up making a second video, and this one was just about her. And I felt compelled to make it because the story just kept getting wilder. I was like really enjoying watching her vlogs about them like reconnecting with her hometown in Arkansas and like looking for apartments for them to live in together and this, that, the other. And then out of nowhere, she posted a video about how Andrew, her husband, had left her again. And in that video, I also discussed how he admitted to cheating on her for several times for several years. And it was a pretty messed up situation. Overall, I feel like I presented the information in both of those videos with very little judgment. I mean, there's probably some level of judgment in there, but I wasn't overly critical. I really was just sharing to be like, hey, this is a wild ride that I am following on YouTube. I'm very interested in this woman. And the second one was really a follow-up at the request of people who were also invested in her story, who liked her content, and wanted to know what my thoughts were about the situation. I think the most critical I got was specifically in the second video. I might have said this in the first video too, I can't really remember and haven't rewatched it. The most critical thing I said about her and her channel was just that like Homegirl shared so much more about things happening in her personal life and things with her mental health and things like that than I would ever personally share myself on the internet. Or at least on the internet to a whole bunch of strangers, right? Like people who I'm never going to meet. And obviously to some extent I enjoyed her oversharing because I kept tuning in, I kept watching, I kept paying attention to her posts. And while I enjoyed that, I also really do still stand by, like, wow, girl, you overshare a lot. Like, you're sharing so much, like, some really personal things that I don't know necessarily everybody has the right to knowing that about you. Like, I think there are some things that are better that we keep for ourselves and, like, a few people that we really trust and care about. But knowing what we know now, I 100% stand by that opinion that, like, the oversharing, I think, was probably a little bit too much. And I think that that is really what has gotten her to where she is now. So let me say this. Since I last made that video about Cindy, I think that was about 3 weeks ago. I think I posted that on April 4th. Today is April 26th. I have continued to watch her on my own, and I've honestly just not felt compelled to share anything else about her on my channel because nothing particularly interesting has happened. I mean, I guess to say, like, that would be noteworthy of me making a video about it. That's not to say that I don't find her interesting, because I do, and I have continued to watch. In fact, like, I find her videos to be, like, the perfect background noise. So sometimes I'll put her on while I'm playing some video games. Sometimes I will put her on while I'm cooking, doing the dishes, picking up around the house, whatever it might be. And I have stuck by and, like, listened to the things that she's done and that she's been up to. Honestly, at least in comparison to some of the things I cover on my channel over here in this corner of the internet, her vlogs are way more interesting than a lot of the things I'm used to watching. It's more than just, like, sitting and watching her eat food. It's more than just sitting and watching her talk at the camera. She's been, like, reconnecting with places in her hometown, setting up her new apartment. She went crystal mining in a video. And she even when she does things like PO unboxings, which I do understand people are a little bit critical of, like, her trying to get people to send her stuff and things like that. But even when she does PO unboxings, like, she seems genuinely interested in the things that are in her PO box, and in my opinion, seem genuinely grateful that people sent them to her. And again, this is just in comparison to the people I watch in my corner of the internet, okay? So, everything is fine and dandy, and like I said, often play her videos just while I'm doing other things. And this past weekend, I played her most recent video while I was doing something in my home. And Noel was also in the room, and he was also doing, like, his own thing. Noel's my partner, in case you're brand new to my channel and don't know who I'm talking about. And so we both just had this video going on in the background while we're doing other things. And in her most recent video, which, again, I don't know if I mentioned it or not, but she has wiped her entire channel clean of any videos, so you can't go watch it there now, alright? I don't think I mentioned that. How did I get this far into the video and not mention that? But she's wiped her channel clean of it, so you can't go back and watch the video as it was on her channel anymore. But we're watching it, and a big part of this video was her taking a trip to go get lunch or dinner with her friend that she's been calling B, just like the letter B. And they go to a Mexican restaurant, and they proceed to just say, I think, a lot of really insensitive and offensive things about the Mexican language, about the food at the Mexican restaurant, and even about Ethiopia.
El Padrino Mexican Grill.
It's the most expensive thing. It's a garbage.
Big old glass of garbage. What is that?
That's a vulva.
Vulva?
a la vida.
I would not say vulva.
Vuelve.
A la vida.
That means something of life.
Vulva of life.
Excuse me,
Thank
can you
you.
pronounce this for me? I'm sorry? ¿Cómo se dice en español?
Vuelve a la vida.
Say the first.
Vuelve a la vida.
Vuelve
A la vida.
Okay.
Oh. He whipped out that
I
Spanish.
said,
Yeah.
I said the one line that I
No,
Spanish.
como se dice?
Yeah. Como se dice en español? And then they tell you. They just tell you. They just give you free Spanish lessons.
I know. We should just come here and learn Spanish.
Y'all, I ordered the fajitas Jalisco. I didn't really. I did mispronounce the Jalisco though. I called it Jalisco and then B made fun of me for that.
Well, which I'm not gonna eat the rice and beans, but I'll eat the stuff in the middle. I ate all the meat out of it. And I ate the middle of my plate with the guacamole and sour cream and cheese. Yeah, I'm gonna throw it away. Is that what you asked me?
Yeah, wasting food.
I'm wasting food. I'm sure I'll get reamed for that in the comments. People
Yeah, don't
hate
worry.
it.
She's gonna mail it to Ethiopia.
I'm gonna put it in envelopes and mail it to Ethiopia, and then everybody can be happy. I should have asked for it with no vegetables. I didn't know they were gonna put so many in it.
Thanks to Unpleasant Reality, which is a YouTube channel that did have some edited clips of that I have included. You just watch them because her channel doesn't have any kind of like videos whatsoever, and I at the time of watching wasn't like I need to go archive this stuff because I didn't think that she was going to wipe her whole channel clean of everything. And while I'm on that note, I'll also say that I'm going to probably be including a lot of screenshots that I didn't personally take myself that I had sent to me, and a lot of the screenshots I've also seen, like that were sent to me, I've also seen them originally posted on the subreddits as well. So like, just want to be clear that I am really just compiling all of this information. I didn't even have the thought to screenshot things or to download videos so that I could share clips later because I didn't anticipate her wiping her channel clean. So when it comes to those clips, I have to say that when Noel and I were doing our thing and had her on in the background, we both were like so irritated and annoyed just by the conversation where she interpreted that Spanish word to be vulva, even though it wasn't spelled like that word whatsoever. And honestly, I was irritated enough in the moment to just turn it off at that time. And I was just like, I'll come back to this later in case I need to make a video about it. And so I never even made it to the comments about Ethiopia, to be quite honest with you. We didn't get that far, and by the time I would have even gone to go look at it, the video had already been taken down along with the rest of them. And as I'm sure you can imagine, there were people in her comments section who were upset with the situation, with the insensitive comments, and left comments to let her know, and she responded to a few of them. And I'm going to share those comments and responses with you because I feel like it says a lot about Life Plus Cindy. One commenter said, the Ethiopia comment kind of left a sour taste on my tongue, and Cindy's response was, don't care. Another person said, you are being racist with the jokes about the Spanish language, Mexican food, and the comment about Ethiopia. Going to a Mexican restaurant is not an attraction like going to Disney World, and the Spanish-speaking waiters are not entertainers or are there to teach you Spanish. You should have just asked the waitress to exclude the veggies from the fajitas. It's insulting for you to joke about sending the leftover veggies to Ethiopia. And her response was, dude, stop taking yourself so seriously. And I think that her response is important because there were a lot of people in the comments that were also defending Cindy. And even on Unpleasant Reality's video, there's a lot of people there defending Cindy. If you really weren't intentionally being racist, or like if you accidentally made a comment and you're like, in hindsight, like, yeah, wow, that was bad, your response shouldn't be or wouldn't be, don't care. You know, like you could have been like, wow, thanks for, sharing this. That was definitely not my intention. I'm so sorry. I would love to make it up to you. I'll say something about it in my next video, whoever, whatever. And she didn't do any of that. And I really do think that this situation, I mean, for some people, something like that wouldn't be enough. But I think for a lot of people who watch her, because she does have a very strong base of people who love and support her, I think her just addressing it and saying like, hey, that really wasn't my intention. I understand why people are upset and I'm sorry. That probably would have went a long way with a lot of people. But instead her response was like, don't care, and has turned a lot of people sour towards her. And again, even if it wasn't the intention of those comments, it was clearly not in great taste. And I think anybody who took issue with it was well within the rights to take issue with those comments. And with that being said, I also probably would have continued watching her channel, like, had she not wiped everything. Like, I don't know, for me, considering also some of the nonsense I've watched people like Foodie Beauty do in this quarter of the internet, would not have been enough quite yet for me to be like, I'm never watching Cindy again. So she really could have taken something from this, tried to make some changes to her content, things like that. But that's clearly not the direction she wanted to go. So anyways, it was sometime after that vlog was posted that Cindy made a community tab post for everybody to see. It's also no longer there, but I do have a screenshot again that I got sent to me and also saw on subreddits. She said, no stream today. I've made all videos private since February. I'm stepping away from vlogging for a while to work on my mental health. Thank you so much to everyone who has been supportive. I truly appreciate you. If you sent me a gift that I haven't received yet, I will acknowledge you somehow, either in a video or live stream or some kind of post in the future when I'm able. Love you all. And after that was posted, there was a lot of speculation about why she was doing that. I think, you know, following what we just discussed, a lot of people were concerned that she was privating everything because of that video and the criticism that she got from that video. But I think a lot of people also were like, nah, it can't just be that video, because if it was just that video, then she would have just put that video on private and left all the others up. So people started speculating about what could be the cause of this, what's going on, what's happening. And I think specifically because the video privating went all the way back to February, a lot of people speculated it had something to do with Andrew, because it was around February that all of the initial drama with Andrew leaving her for the first time started. And somebody even commented on the community tab post and speculated that she was back with Andrew again. They said, Cindy, I understand 100% if you're back with Andrew, but think, what happens if he leaves you again for the third time? And her response was, I'm not back with Andrew. People are harassing my family members, and that's the final straw for me. I'm done sharing my personal life online. It was a mistake to begin with. I did it out of desperation and fear of being alone, because I felt I had nothing else. I'm stepping away now and trying to heal and work on my mental health privately. Thank you for your concern, though. I do appreciate it. So initially she did only private the videos back until February. It was sometime yesterday that she went and privated everything on her vlogging channel. Interestingly enough, her Sims channel, the one that's called Pleasant Sims, is actually still up for people to watch videos, leave comments on. I even clicked on her most recent video, which I think is actually like from 9 months ago. And if you sort the comments by the newest ones first, you'll see that people are commenting on there asking about her vlogging channel and wondering what's up and hoping that she's okay and wishing her well. And in general, I'm not a fan of speculation about things just because it's like, I mean, we could speculate forever. And, you know, sometimes I think people get carried away with speculation and just like really believe that their speculation is the correct speculation. And I think what really happened in this situation is a little bit of all of the above. I feel like the stuff with her family was happening at the same time as these really intense like criticisms of her language that she used, and it kind of all just like became too overwhelming for her. I mean, we are very aware that her mental health is not in a great place right now, and that she has been struggling with the loss of her relationship from Andrew. So I'm sure the added stress of people contacting her family is not helping with that. And I will say that since Cindy had previously mentioned in many videos that I've watched that she had not yet talked to her family that lives in Arkansas about Andrew leaving her, and also not talked to them about being like actually physically back in Arkansas, that it would make sense that people reaching out to her family would probably be very frustrating for her because, you know, at this point, her family members are probably learning a lot more about Cindy that they didn't even know was going on. So I just want to be clear, and, you know, if you're a longtime viewer of Zachary Michael, you know my stance about, you know, getting involved in people's lives outside of YouTube and getting involved in like their families' lives outside of YouTube. But I just want to be clear in case you are new here that I don't condone reaching out to anybody's family outside of YouTube and meddling in their lives like that. Not to say that any of my viewers did. Again, this is just maybe more of a disclaimer, if anything. Because in this case, these people clearly didn't even know that they were a part of Cindy's YouTube nonsense, right? Like, they clearly didn't sign up for it. But we also don't know what kind of relationship Cindy has with those people and why she might not be in contact with them. You know, a lot of times when it comes to family affairs, there's a lot of reasons why we might choose to no longer contact our family, especially if we have like bad or toxic relationships with those people. So I think that's just important to keep in mind that, you know, you don't know what the context of her relationship with those people are, and you could potentially be like bringing extra unneeded stress into her life and also into her family's lives. But with all that being said, I don't really think that the internet is the place for Cindy right now, and I think she's making a good choice in removing herself from this situation. Hopefully, you know, she'll eventually be able to return and take some accountability for like her comments that were insensitive, and also give the people who have supported her for a very long time a better explanation of why she just vanished off the internet out of nowhere. You know, sometimes people on the internet don't need to know everything you're doing, feeling, or thinking at any given time. And like I said, I feel like Cindy really overshared a lot. You know, a lot of people could look at that and be like, oh, she's being so vulnerable. Like, what an amazing showcase of like vulnerability. But not everybody is deserving of your vulnerability. Not everybody deserves to have, you know, the most interpersonal thoughts and feelings that you have. And sometimes it's best to just share those with the people that can really help you. And honestly, I also just want to say that this is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to Cindy. I saw additional information in various subreddits that, like, there's previous history of her just, like, leaving the internet when there was some drama in her Discord. I think I also saw some information about her, like, shutting down her Discord in regards to this drama. And to be honest, I don't feel like I know enough about any of that information to be able to, like, share a ton of information about it right here. And in comparison to a lot of the people on the subreddits, like, I am in no way an expert on anything with Life by Cindy. I think, did I say Life by Cindy? I meant Life plus Cindy. And I certainly feel like a novice. Like, I don't want anybody to leave this thinking like Zachary Michael's the expert, because I'm not. I don't know all the information. I don't know all the lore. I really came into this thing in the past couple of months. And I will say, in regards to that, to some extent, I've seen some comments both on, you know, that YouTube video that I just talked about previously, and also on some Reddit threads and things like that, suggesting that I am responsible for Cindy's current situation on the internet. And I will just say, as a disclaimer before I get too far into that, is that, like, I have a pretty good boundary that I think most people know, that, like, you don't have to send me information about people talking about me on the internet. You don't have to send me videos or things like that. Like, I purposely avoid reading things about myself, but I will say I read some of these comments just in terms of, like, I was trying to do research for this video and stumbled upon them. But I guess, like, the take is that I somehow drove in a new batch of people to go to Cindy's videos and, like, nitpick her and antagonize her. And just for, like, numbers' sake, I want to let you all know that when I first covered her channel, I included a screenshot of her YouTube page and how many subscribers she had at the time. And that said that she had 18.6 thousand viewers, or subscribers, I guess is the word I should be using. And her channel, as it sits right now, even with nothing on it, currently has 21.8 thousand subscribers on it. So I suppose in some way it might be possible that I drove 3,000 new viewers to her channel, 3,000 new subscribers. It's hard to say if all of those are for me or if there's any correlation whatsoever. But I suppose that realistically, like, I did bring her in some new subscribers. That is probably true. But outside of that, I'm not sure really what to say about the allegations that I'm responsible for what is happening with Cindy right now in this moment. Because both times that I posted videos about her, there was overwhelming support for her in the comments of my videos, from the people who were watching and commenting about it and talked about how much they enjoyed her videos and thanked me for sharing her with them. And in my very first video, I also covered another YouTuber named Darlene Michaud, and Darlene seemingly has not had any issues like this since then either, and people were overall pretty positive about Darlene as well. I also want to note that the first time Cindy live streamed after I posted my first video, there were a lot of people in her live chat talking about how they found her because of me and talking about how much they loved her content and reassuring her that, like, I said a lot of positive things about her, and that's also a disconnect from me because, like, even on her own channel, it seems like the people that found her through me were sharing, like, positive support. So overall, like, the only hard evidence I have of, like, people who I know watch my channel interacting with her is proof of them, like, being very supportive and positive towards her. And I also just have to say, when you go to some of the subreddits, the people who are talking about being critical of her the most are people that start off their posts saying, I followed Cindy since the Sims 2 days on her Pleasant Sims channel. I've followed her for so long and I'm really upset or I'm really frustrated. And y'all, I only started covering her like a month or two ago at this point. So I can't possibly be responsible for everybody's criticism of Cindy. I think that's just really unrealistic. I think people are gonna naturally be frustrated with people that they watch, people who make decisions that they don't like. And it's quite a leap to blame any negativity she's received in the past weekend on me when I haven't even talked about her on my own channel in the past 3 weeks. And the reality is that Cindy is like any other YouTuber on this platform. She is a public figure who's open to criticism, especially from people who feel like they have devoted and invested a lot in her channel, whether that is through the time that they've spent watching her channel, or even recently, there's been a lot of people who have donated money to her, who have sent her gifts in the mail, who have financially invested in her channel as well. And so it makes sense to me that some of those people might be upset about what happened, what direction her channel has taken, and might be critical of her. Now, I also believe 100% that if, like, you choose to send money to somebody or gifts to somebody, you're doing that in good faith because you enjoy them and like them at the time. And I think that's just, like, also, like, real life, that, like, eventually our opinions about some people could change, and I might regret giving gifts to people in my past because I no longer have a good relationship with them, right? But, like, I think it's fair for people to be critical. And that also doesn't mean that Cindy's an awful person. It doesn't mean that she's a terrible person or that she doesn't have any redeeming qualities or can't, you know, overcome this or come back from this. In fact, I think she has the capacity to do all of those things. It just means that not everybody has to like every single thing she does. And honestly, if she's not in a great place with her mental health right now, then I think she's making the best decision for herself, which is taking time away from the internet to properly heal from those things and move forward as a better person. So I don't know. Let me know what your thoughts are down below. That's pretty much, I think, all of the thoughts that I have about the situation. I don't think I have anything else to add necessarily. But I'm certainly intrigued by the Life Plus Cindy saga. I hope eventually she can come back, and if she does, I'll probably be watching. That's all I have time for today. If you enjoyed this video and you're brand new to my channel, consider subscribing down below. Hit the bell button so you get a notification every single time I post a new video. Leave me a comment, hit like, click share, and follow me on all my social media. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!